Hi, everyone. Okay. For today, we're going to discuss and present an example of a performance task that we had last school year. And this is about emergency management plan. The students are asked to prepare a video of themselves discussing their emergency preparedness plan at home. And as you can see, disasters can strike at any moment with little notice. And in order to protect your home and family, it is important to be prepared and have a plan in place. And the emergency preparedness plan contains steps that families should take to be ready for any disasters. And for this one, we use GRASP. And this is a scenario for authentic task. This is building assessment anchored in authentic task using GRASP. And for G, that is goal. What is the goal in the scenario? R, what is the role? A, who is the audience? S, what is your situation or your context? P, what is the performance challenge? S, by what standards will work be judged in the scenario? This is in using rubric for grading. Okay, so for the goal, in prepare an emergency preparedness plan with the following objectives. Describe emergencies common to your area and strategies for appropriately reacting to different emergency scenarios. Number two, assemble emergency kits equipped with essential items and create communication plans shared by all family members in an emergency situation. And then for the role, like the student can assume or present themselves as their head of the family, and their goal is to keep their family safe and prepared in times of crisis by developing a family emergency plan. And it is important to be prepared for whatever comes your way. Your work aims to the development of emergency planning of families with concrete strategies to prepare for and deal with various emergencies. And in a time of crisis, these strategies could save lives. And then for audience, it is all family members. And then for the situation, the Department of Science and Technology, Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, or DOST PVOX, recently launched Hazard Hunter PH. And this is a tool that can be used to generate indicative hazard assessment reports on the user's specified location. It is helpful as a reference of property owners, buyers, land developers, planners, and other stakeholders needing immediate hazard information and assessment. And it aims to increase people's awareness to natural hazards and advocates the implementation of plans to prepare for and mitigate the effects of hazards. And then for this, the situation, you go to that link, you ask your student to go to that link and see the Hazard Hunter PH link. And then all information used for the calculation of hazard assessment results are based on the most recent updates provided by the corresponding mandated government agencies through the GeoRisk PH integrated system. And then ask the student to click that link there. And it will direct your student to this site. And then you can ask them to type their address. Like for example, Sikatuna Village, and then just click search. And then there, it will give them this. Okay, there's also the uh, volcano bulletin. Okay, there. And yeah, that one. So there's hazards, seismic earthquake. Those are the reports. Next, go. Then procedure on how to use Hazard Hunter PH, as I have demonstrated a while ago. You go to that link and type your location or choose use current location to start hazard assessment and see the result. You view the report with recommendation and download or save a copy of that seismic hazard assessment. You read the hazard assessment explanation and recommendation. And then for number 6, you will develop, uh, ask your students to develop an emergency preparedness plan and present it to their family. And record a maximum of 5 minutes video of yourself presenting your plan. And then use the guide below as your basis for your video recording. So what you're grading here is the video recording of your student presenting their emergency preparedness plan. Like, and this guide, like for example, present your hazard assessment result, describe your emergency preparedness plan, emergency using the emergency preparedness process worksheet, and then assemble and demonstrate your emergency kits equipped with essential items. What you also need to um, see in the video is how the students can create communication plans shared to their family members in an emergency situation. And then in developing their emergency preparedness plan, they use the following step as guide. Now, number one, step one, gather information, collection of the facts, data pertinent to the disaster. And number two, identify risk. You know the hazards and risk of the given scenario or disaster scenario based on the collected information. And then number three, analyze risk and develop scenarios understanding the effects and consequences of the risk. And step four, you review operations and management consideration, technicalities, logistics, and details of plan execution. And then step five, analyze capacity gap. What do you mean by this? Those are your limitations and restrictions. And step six, document and distribute the plan. How will the plan be disseminated to concerned people? And then step seven, monitor, review for impact, and update the plan, revisions, modifications, and changes of plan as the need arises. And this is the template of those step 1 to 7. And then this is the rubric. For number one, identify risk and hazard. That is times 2. So exemplary, beginning, and developing. Presentation of emergency kit. All items are clearly necessary for survival. That is 3. Okay. And there's also preparedness information before, during, and after the event. And then the content and the actual presentation or recorded presentation of the video. Okay. So I'll stop sharing. And with this one, um, you can start asking your students to create their emergency plan video. Thank you.